大家晚上好，大家晚上好啊。Okay, today is your 8th class, so next week will be your 9th class. We'll do the revision. After that will be your assessment. So tonight I'm going to tell you some about the assessment thing. Let me make some announcement and tell you about that. 来，我们先做一些报告。Okay, this one is a May intake for our children, level 2 part 1. Level 2 part 1, if let's say you have any children want to join, welcome to join this. This is level 2 part 1, level 2 part 1. And the class on every Monday, 8:30 to 9:30. The first class started now, but the second one not yet. Second one will be next Monday. The teacher is teacher Nico. Teacher Nico. So these are 10 topics the children are going to learn. Okay, and we have this another new intake for children in May, level 2 part 2. This is higher level. After the level 2 part 1 will be this level 2 part 2. The class on every Wednesday 8 to 9. They have done their second topic just Tuesday, Wednesday, sorry. Wednesday. The class is on every Wednesday. They have done these workplaces. This higher level. So if let's say your children have learned, means I think need to be like standard 1, standard 2, they have learned before in their kindergarten, they're still able to join this. Okay, this is good news. June, our June new intake for level 1 part 2. Class, you all can join this June intake, level 1 part 2, because today your 8 lesson, 9 lesson, then will be your 10 lesson. So this class will be in June, and the class on every Monday. This one is every Monday. The time is still the same, 8 to 9. And the first class will start on 13th of June. 13th of June. And the teacher is teacher Sharon. Teacher Sharon. This teacher Sharon. Okay, and this is the next 10 topics we are going to learn in this level 1 part 2. So we will see here the 9th lesson you are going to learn is HSK, vocabulary and grammars. We are going to introduce you the HSK. For information, HSK is the Chinese proficiency test. Okay, this is my class. This menu intake also. This is higher level, much higher level. This involves HSK level 4. HSK level 4. So at this moment, this is the highest level we have now for online Zoom group class. So I'm the teacher. I'm teaching this class, in charge for this class. Okay. This is May intake for level 1 part 1. Our class on every Saturday 9 to 10. The first class started last Saturday. This Saturday will be the second lesson now, and the teacher is teacher Joey. If let's say you have friends wish to learn Mandarin, you can let them know if they want to join in May, they're still able to join it. Okay. We do have online one-on-one class as well. If let's say later on you find that Zoom group class schedule not fit you, you can let us know. And this is the HSK exam schedule. Okay, so I think at this moment you are not going to take the HSK yet, but later on you will take it. I'll let you know more about that. So now would like to let you know about your assessment. We have two. This is our former student. They did quite well. This is how they introduce themselves in Mandarin. This is your assessment. You can watch the video first.
大家好，我叫朱莱妮，我今年10岁，我从克朗来，我在Menara Simfoni工作，我是一个秘书，认识大家很高兴，谢谢大家。
他叫什么名字？Anyone know？ 不知道。Can't hear it. Okay, basically, she's introduced herself in Mandarin. And what is her name? How old is she? What is her occupation? Where she's come from? This all you have learned in level 1 part 1. So today you are going to learn is the age. How old are you? This quite sensitive, so we keep it the last.
晚上好，我来介绍一下我自己。我叫布西，我今年33岁，我从津巴威来，我是一名医生，我也是一名大学生，我最喜欢看书。很高兴认识大家，谢谢，晚安。
OK， 他是哪国人呢？Anyone know？不知道。
Zimbabwe or something.
啊，对，津巴布韦人，他是津巴布韦人。啊，他做什么工作啊？他是一名什么啊？他是一名 anyone just now? You heard it?
No.
啊，他是一名医生，也是一名大学生。got two occupation. Actually, I think she's a doctor lah. She's studying in Malaysia, maybe doing her specialist or PhD. Yeah. So, 说得好吗？他 good is it? This one all after means level 1 part 1 only 9 lesson because the lesson 10 is they need to introduce themselves already. So this is quite well. Ayesha 老师他们是你的学生吗？刚才那两位
那个Zimbabwe的好像是我的哦。
津巴威是你的哦，是那
对对对，
因为那个Zuraini不是你的
Zuraini不是我的。
OK. Ayesha 老师 very good one, you know. Proven result. All students can means after the level 1 part 1 after this level 1 part 1 all the students will be able to introduce themselves in Mandarin. Okay. So this is what you need to prepare lah. Today Ayesha 老师 will continue with the lesson 8. This is the last things you can introduce yourself. Put it inside there. OK， 好的，来，我们可以开始啦。
好，我们可以开始了。So everyone, any questions or not about your assessment? If I were to summarize it, basically, what you need to do is you can record yourself using your phone, camera, whatever you want to do. You can even use TikTok, right? Record yourself and introduce yourself based on everything we have learned from, the first lesson all the way to today's lesson. Next lesson, the 9th lesson will be about the revision class. So revision class are usually very, very interesting because it's very interactive, right? But yeah, so the assessment is you recording yourself, introducing yourself. Right, Teacher Shao? So, you're muted. So, Teacher Shao, got any incentive or not for those who
incentive see how many students participate lah. Now I don't know why after maybe everyone's so busy lah. They don't not every student really participate in this assessment. Some they never submitted their video, you know. Okay. So actually previously we have this present for those we said the winner for the video. We'll give this book, this HSK model paper. HSK level 1 we'll give this free books for those means the winner
how to win
in this class. The higher mark the higher vote you get.
So voting
all of you you have the freedom to vote, even though you didn't submit anything, let's say in the previous class some students they didn't submit, I said then what you can vote but you are not inside the list okay. So if let's say you want to win this prize, the first condition you must submit your video you can participate in it. But anyway, if you really can't do the video, well, I advise you to attend the last lesson also. Then you can vote. You still can cast your vote. See which one you think is the best. Then you still can cast your vote. Huh? Okay.
Okay.
So,
So, oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
so class, you know what to do lah. Okay.
Any questions? Anyone with any questions? No questions? Accepted or not? This is your assessment, It's okay if you don't do it well, because 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 at the end of the day, it's really just about you practicing what you've learned, okay? So I've always repeated, for languages, if you don't speak it, you're not going to go very, very far. So you will have to practice speaking it. It's either with me, your friends. Actually, best if it's in the class, because in classes you can make mistakes. Yeah. All right. No questions, Christina? Hakim, Niza, any questions about the assessment?
Can you record it's just record the voice, right? No need to record the video. Yeah.
Video lah better.
But nobody
Mm,
ever seen each other's face. What? I don't even know anybody's face. Nobody.
Yeah, that's when you know everybody's face actually. That is when you know.
Yeah, the last lesson, you can see all your classmates.
Yeah, you can see all your classmates actually. Yeah. So you can dress up lah nicely a bit. And then take the video. Teacher got any other sample or not? 有没有好像比较有趣的？
那个 TikTok 我没有 keep 到你有 keep 吗？
没有知道没有
没有 keep TikTok 什么东西
什么
Some they
的
are very creative. they make a lot of like TikTok. They add the background music. They put on the subtitle. Yeah. I think that one normally how to say all that type of video it was means you were done during the MCO time lah. Everyone so free lah, I think that time. But now recently the video they didn't do too much of this thing anymore lah. We say editing lah. Not much
yeah
editing
lah.
anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's
it's
true.
okay. We would like to know about your pronunciation, everything accurate lah.
Yeah. So Christina, to your question, yeah, just show your face, but at the end of the day, it will be judged. Actually, I won't be the judge. It's your classmates will be the judge, right? They'll be listening to your audio, your video, looking at your video, and then they'll be like, do I understand this person or not? So don't worry, it's not like you will submit one time only, you can submit earlier, then we can actually help you and tell you, hey, this part not clear, this part is incorrect pronunciation. So you can submit and submit again until, when is the deadline usually, Deja?
Normally we put it on the before the last lesson. Means like if let's say this Friday 8 p.m. we have class. I think the last one should be 7 o'clock. You should submit by 7. Don't be too late. If you submit it earlier, means like what teacher Ayesha said just now, Ayesha also said, we can try to correct you. Then the chances for you to win the contest is higher lah. If let's say you last minute submit, then we are unable to correct you anymore lah.
Yeah, that's true. Cannot help you already. Okay, Christina, does that help? Does that answer your question?
Yes. But I won't submit with the video.
Then you just audio lah.
Also can, but better if you do the video lah. It's more fun. The 10th class is really just that, so it's a bit more interesting. Any other questions? KK, Rina, Niza, Hakim? No No questions Okay, 好，那我们可以开始上课了。We can start our class here. All right. Thank you, Teacher Chow, for the announcement. Let's look at the screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Right. So remember last week I promised you that we will be going through one dialogue. So we'll be doing that towards the end of the class, yeah. All right, because this lesson, which is about age, will not will not really touch too much on the previous lesson, right? Okay, can you see that? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, so today's class is about age. Okay, so what do I mean by age? Well, not very easy, right? I mean, like we've already learned how to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Mandarin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, when you say age, there are other words like, for example, years old. And then you kind of just can't help but to wonder, hey, is that the class? Is that all? No. In Mandarin, there are ways for you to ask about someone's age. And today we'll be going through how do you ask about someone's age. Okay, so there are a few ways for you to ask about someone's age. All right, so let's go through and take a look at like how do we say someone's age. All right. Okay, now before anything at all, let us look at like how do we say the word age? How do we say the word age? Where is it? Oh, you can find that just now. Okay, come. Let's repeat after me. 年龄.
Yeah.
Come. 年龄. Okay, now the word 年龄 is the word for age. Is the word for age. So again, it's like 职业. It's like 职业. People don't usually use the word 年龄 to ask about someone's age, but rather it is more of a noun. If you want to translate age, like the word age, into Mandarin, then you have this word 年龄. Okay, understand? All right, now before we start asking about anyone's age, so this class we'll be getting to know each other's age. Let's learn about some new words. All right. First of all, let's look at the word 年. Repeat after me, please. 年.
年
年 means year. It means year. So if I were to say this year, for example, this year, then I add this word 今 combine it with 年 今年. Let's repeat after me. 今年.
今年
Yeah, 对 今年. Okay. Let's digress a bit and let's learn a bit more about how do we say years in Mandarin. Years in Mandarin. So what year is it this year? What year is it this year? Anyone can tell me? What year is it this year?
2022.
2022. Very good. Now, you guys have learned numbers, right? How do I say 2022 in Mandarin? 2022 in Mandarin? Anyone? You've done this before? Come on. Anyone?
2000.
2000. 2000 what?
22.
What about the zero?
0.
2000.
22.
22. 好，谢谢你。2022. Okay. Okay, so that's how you normally say numbers, right, in Mandarin. That's how you normally say numbers, right, in Mandarin. Now, when it comes to years, however, 年, what you do is you don't pronounce it the way you pronounce a normal number. Okay? Normally, we don't pronounce it as 2022, but instead, we will pronounce the numbers one by one. For example, 2022. I mean, in English, we can say 2022, or we can say 2022, or we can say 2022 years, right? So in Mandarin, we just say one by one the number. So the number 2 is 2, right? 0 is 0, and then 2 is 2, and then another 2 is 2. So we can just say 2022年. Okay, 2022年. But of course, it would not be wrong for you to say 22 咯. 22 to refer to 22. Okay, so normally in like Mandarin, for us to refer to any years, we can just say the numbers one by one. Okay, now let's expand a bit based on what we learned today. So if I'm going to say this year is the year 2022, how do I say that in Mandarin?
今年是2022
Don't forget the word 年。
年。
对，今年是2022年。Okay， 今年是2022年。All right, so this is how you say it in Mandarin. Don't forget. Okay, I'm going to erase that one now and move on. Okay, now 今年 is this year. 今年 is this year. Let's move on and let's look at next year. How do we say next year? Next year, the 年 remains. We use a new word. We call it 明. 明 combine. We say 明年. Let's repeat after me. 明年。
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 明年，对，很好。明年 is 2023. So how do I say? Next year is 2023.
2023。
哎 full sentence.
明年是2023年。
对，明年是2023年，非常好。All right, next one. Last year we used the word 去 we use the word 去 combine it with 年啊。去年 let's repeat 去年。
去年。
对，很好。So you say last year is 2021. How to say that? Last year is 2021.
去年是2021年。
非常好，去年是2021年。Okay, so that's how you say it. Now let's repeat again. So if I want to say this year, we say 今年。Next year I say 明年。Last year I say 去年。Okay, so remember the formula. 今年 this year, 明年 next year, 去年 last year. Now using the same formula of 今 and 明, you can use this one to describe days too. Days, days. The word for day is the word 天, the word 天. So in other words, I can say 今天 for today, 明天 for tomorrow. But for last year, meaning yesterday, I cannot use the word 去. The word for yesterday is a different word. Now let's look at it. Let's look at it. The word 今天 refers to today. 明天 refers to tomorrow. And the word for yesterday is a different word. See? It is the word 昨天. Right? Now, let's try to repeat after me. 今天
今天。
明天
明天。
昨天非常好。Okay, now let's try again. We have learned before the names of the days of the week. So today is Friday, correct? So how to say Friday in Mandarin? Friday. How to say Friday in Mandarin? Anyone remember? 星期五。对，星期五非常好。So if you want to say today is Friday, how to say?
今天是星期五。
对，很好。今天是星期五。Now let's look at the next word. Tomorrow. Let's repeat after me. 明天。
明天。
明天，很好。So tomorrow is what? Saturday, right? So how to say that? Tomorrow is Saturday in Mandarin. What is the word for Saturday in Mandarin?
星期六。
星期六，非常好。Okay, so tomorrow is Saturday. How do I say that? How to say tomorrow is Saturday?
明天是星期六。
对，很好。明天是星期六。All right, let's look at the next word. Yesterday. Let's repeat after me. 昨天。对，昨天。And yesterday is Thursday. So what is Thursday in Mandarin?
星期四。
对，很好，星期四。So how do I say yesterday is Thursday in Mandarin?
昨天是星期四。
很好，昨天是星期四。Very, very good，非常好。Okay, now let's look at it. 今天 is today, 明天 is tomorrow, 昨天 is yesterday. Again, the formula for today and tomorrow, which means now and what is to come, is the same. 今 and 明. You can use the same formula for year. 今年、明年，今 and 明. Okay? All right? But when it comes to yesterday, last year, we cannot use the same formula. Last year, we used the word 去. We use the word 去. Now, and then after that, for today, for days, and we're talking about the past, then the word we use is 昨. Now, let's look at the words individually. Okay. 今天, 今年, the word 今 will always carry the meaning of now, the present. Not to say like now per se, but the present moment, which is why 今年 refers to this year. 今天 refers to today. Okay? Now let's look at the word 明. The word 明. Anyone can remember or not? What is the meaning of the word 明? 明. If anyone can remember, it is a combination of this word 日 and 月. We learned this back in our second lesson. 日 means day, correct? 日 means day. 月 is moon. When you combine together, it makes a new word called 明, and it means clear. It means clear. Okay? Clear. Now again, sometimes when you combine different characters to make another new word in Mandarin, it will always mean something different. So 明, even though it carries a meaning of clear, when you combine it with 年, or when you combine it with 天, it doesn't mean clear day or clear year. It means next year. Bear that in mind. Yeah? Now let's look at the word 去. The word 去, what does it mean? We learned this one. 去 means what? It means go. Go. Standalone, 去 means go. But combined with 年, it means last year, not go year. Okay? Remember that. Again, the word 昨, however, when you stand alone, it does not carry any meaning the way you would see the word 去, the word 明. All right? So, 昨, you can always be safe. I mean, you can always safely say that, hey, 昨 must always combine with 天, which means yesterday. Okay? All right? Any questions? Always remember 今天, 明天, 昨天, 今年, 明年, 去年. Okay? Let's move on. Now, let's learn how do we ask someone's age, all right? To learn that, we need to know these two words first. The first word is 几. Let's repeat after me. 几.
几
对, 几 means how many. 几 means how many. Now, another word for how many is this word, if anyone can recall. 多少. 多少. This is another word for how many. Okay? This one, we will also take a look at it later. Now, what is the difference between 几 and 多少? I will also cover later. Okay? Now, let's look at only the word 几. The word 几, because 几 means how many. Now, anyone can remember what is the measure word for people? It is the umbrella measure word 个. Okay? And people, how do we say people in Mandarin?
人
对，很好，人. So if I want to say how many people, I can say 几个人. Okay? 几个人. How many people? How many people? So in other words, in a sentence whereby you ask for numbers, right? Remember the form that takes place if you want to ask for numbers. If you want to ask for numbers, must always be number plus measure word plus the noun, correct? Anything that you can count, you must have the measure word, correct? So in this case, the word 几 actually substitute the word number in the form of question. Okay? In the form of question, it will substitute the word for number. In other words, if I ask you 几个人, the answer would be you take this 几 because 几 is a question, right? You take this 几 and you convert it into a number. 几个人,两个人. Okay, 几个人,三个人. 好吗? Understand? Understand?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, going to delete that and move on. Let's look at the next word, 岁. Let's repeat after me, 岁.
岁.
对,岁. 岁 means year old or years old. You got it, depending on like what is the number lah. So in other words, if I want to say I am 5 years old, I am 5 years old. What is the number 5 in Mandarin?
五.
五
对, say 5岁. 岁. You put the 岁 at the back, exactly like how you do it in English. You say 5 years old, you put at the back, right? So in Mandarin also the same thing. You just take the 岁, you put at the back. Okay, let's try 35. 35 years old. How do I say that in Mandarin?
35
35什么?
岁.
对, don't forget the 岁 ah. Don't forget the 岁. Very good. 35岁. Okay, understand ah? So always put the 岁 at the back, right? Now let's move on and see how do you ask someone for their age. The sentence is 你今年几岁? Let's repeat after me. 你今年几岁?
你
今年几岁？
几岁？
对，很好。Now, remember when I first started this lesson, I told you there are a few ways for you to ask for someone's age. This is one of the ways. What do you mean by one of the ways? Meaning this question you can use for a kid that is below 10 years old. Inclusive of 10 years old. So in other words, next time you go around and then you see a kid, this kid is about like 10 years old like that, then you can use this sentence to ask them the question of age. How old are you? You can use 你今年几岁? What does this mean? It means that for someone who is not 10 years old and below, there is another form that you have to use for you to find out what their age is. Okay? Okay. Now, 你今年几岁? Remember, the word 几 means how many? 几 is the question. Therefore, you take the 几, you convert it to your answer, and you take the 你 and convert it to me, 我. And therefore, the answer is, for example, I am 5 years old. 我今年5岁. 我今年5岁. 可以吗? Understand 吗? Can understand?
Yes.
Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Very good. So now let's try. If I ask you, 你今年几岁? And the answer is 8 years old. How do I say I am 8 years old?
我今年8岁。
对，我今年8岁，很好。我今年8岁，非常好。So that's how you do it. Now, notice another thing. When you ask for someone's age, it's not just straight away. When you go back to the previous slide, 几岁 means how many years old, right? It's not just straight away 你几岁, but they combined with another word, 今年. Because I want to know what your age is this year. I want to know what your age is this year. 我今年8岁. Okay, so this is what you do in Mandarin. So when you ask someone for their age, you include the word 今年, you include the word 今年, then you say 今年几岁. Right? But of course, nobody's stopping you if you were to just ask 你几岁? It's okay. It's okay. But in a formal way, you have to include the word 今年. Alright? Let's move on. So again, if you want to say I am 6 years old, you see 你今年几岁? 我今年6岁. Alright, so now let's look at this dialogue. So this dialogue has about 2 people who are conversing with each other. Can I have 2 volunteers, please, to read this dialogue? Anyone want to try? It's very good to volunteer. Why? Because you need to practice also your intonation, especially. Anyone want to volunteer? If not, I will volunteer you. Christina, you want to volunteer, is it?
Okay, I'll try.
Sure. Hakim, would you like to try as well? Hakim?
Sure.
Okay, all right, very good. So Christina, you are Mali. Hakim, you are Xiao Nanhai. Xiao Nanhai means a little boy. Okay, let's try to read. Now, when you read, please be mindful of your intonation. Yeah. Okay, let's try. If you read it incorrectly, I will correct you. And then please repeat it. When I correct you, please repeat your sentence. Okay, let's start.
你好，小朋友，你做什么？
你叫什么名字？
哦，你叫什么名字？
名字。
名字。
很好。
我叫小汉。
你今年几岁？
你猜我几岁
？5岁？
不对。
几岁？7岁。
7岁，很好。
不对，我今年6岁。
6岁。你
认识。
认识
Oh, sorry.
这个阿姨吗？
阿姨吗？
不认识。
非常好，谢谢你们两位。Thank you for the both of you for volunteering. Okay, let's look at the dialogue. Okay, 你好，小朋友，你叫什么名字？ Now we all know 朋友。No, we all don't know 朋友。朋友 means friends. Okay, 朋友 means friends. All right, 小 means small. We've learned this before in the last class. 小 means small. So 小朋友 means small friend. In other words, little friend. Hello, little friend. 你叫什么名字？我叫赵汉。你今年几岁？你猜我几岁？ This is a new word. 猜 means to guess. To guess. 你猜我几岁？ You guess I how old? You guess how I how old? Okay, so 猜 is guess. 5岁不对，不对 means incorrect. 不 means no, right? 对 means right. So 不对 is not right. 不对 is not right. 7岁不对，我今年6岁。6岁，你认识这个阿姨吗？认识 we have learned before. 这个 also it means this. Okay, 这 means this. 这 means this. 阿姨 is an auntie. So this aunt, this aunt. 阿姨 is auntie. So 这个 means this. 阿姨 means aunt. 不认识 I don't know. Now let's look at it. 这个 means this. Sorry. 这个 means this. That is 那个。那个 that. Now this is why I emphasize on the intonation, because look at this 那个. And remember we have learned the word 哪 means where or which, right? 哪儿 is where. 哪个 is which, right? 哪 you can take a look at this 哪 okay, which means which. 哪 you can notice is the same. On the right side, the right hand side of this word, if I were to zoom in, I'm just going to show you. Where's my zoom? Look at this. The right side of na is the same as this word na. What is the difference? The difference is that this na is fourth tone. Fourth tone. Therefore, na. Na. Let's repeat after me. Na.
Na.
对，很好。And then this na is third tone. Third tone. Na. Let's repeat after me. Na.
Na.
很好。So this is why intonation is very important, right? Because if you say 那个, people will listen and hear that. And if you say 哪个, people will hear and listen and they will understand which. Therefore, intonation is important. That's why when I ask you guys to speak up please try to speak up because then I can listen to your intonation and hopefully we can get it closer to the correct intonation. Yeah. All right, let's move on and let's look at another way for you to ask someone about their age. Now let's look at this word. 多, let's repeat with me. 多. 多 means a lot. 多 means a lot. All right. The opposite of 多 is the word 少. The word 少. Sorry, I haven't changed my keyboard. 少. Okay, 少. Now this one means little or less lah, huh? Not little as in small, little as in the quantity. Yeah? Okay, so you combine 多 and 少, you get how many? How many? I would want to say 几 and 多少 is pretty much interchangeable, but usually what determines 多少 and what determines 几 to be used is usually, I would say, is because usually in Mandarin, we like double words, meaning we like numbers, we like the words to be even. So for example, if I were to say 几个人 versus 多少个人 normally we will prefer the second one because the number is even. Normally, we prefer that when we write it down, we prefer 多少个人. However, conversationally, meaning informally, people would tend to use a lesser one, 几个人咯. Okay, so that is the difference, yeah? Okay, let's move on. Now let's look at the next one. 大, let's repeat after me. 大. 大 means big. Again, big is 大, small is
小。
对，小，非常好。Combine these two, 多大 means how old. Even though 多 means a lot, 大 means big. When you combine it, it carries a different meaning. It carries the meaning of how old or how big. Let's repeat after me. 多大. 多大. Why? Why does it become a question when you combine it with 大? When standalone, 多 means a lot. It's because 多, the word 多 is a special case. 多, when you combine it with an adjective, adjective means a word that adds a description to an object or to a person. Then this 多 will change its meaning to carry the meaning of how much, because a lot, 多 in standalone means a lot, but when you combine it with an adjective, it will mean how much. So 多大 means how much big, therefore how old. What other adjectives have we learned? 多 what about the word pretty? We've learned the word pretty, right? What is the word pretty? 漂亮, right? So if I say 多漂亮 means how much pretty. How pretty is she? Okay? Understand? Now, let's look at how do we form questions with this. The question will sound like 你今年多大? 你今年多大? Let's repeat after me. 你今年多大?
你今年多大?
对，很好。你今年多大? Now, this question, you use it for adults. You remember just now, for kids, 10 years old and below, we say 你今年几岁? The second form is 你今年多大? Now, this second form, you use it for adults. So if you see someone, that person is an adult, right? You can just use the word 你今年多大? 你今年多大? Now, the way to answer this question is the same as 你今年几岁? The answer remains the same. 我今年 blah 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 岁. 我今年 blah 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 岁. It's the same. It's just that the question is different. That's why you need to know how to ask a question. Okay? Now let's look at it. I am 25 years old this year. Again, 多大 is the question. 多大 is the question. You take out this 多大, you replace it with the answer. 我今年25岁. Okay? Now let's look at it. If I am 32 years old this year, 32, how do I answer? 你今年多大? How do I answer?
我今年32岁。
非常好，我今年32岁。Okay, now let's look at this dialogue and let's see. Anyone want to force volunteer themselves? Come, practice your intonation. Anyone? Anyone? It's okay if you want to volunteer twice. No? No one? Okay, you want to volunteer?
Okay.
Okay, 很好. Who is the next person? My next victim. Niza, are you there? Niza 在吗？Niza 不在。Rina 在吗？Rina 也不在。Okay, Hakim?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, Rina, you're there. Very good. Yay, finally someone else. Okay, Rina, you are 张圆圆. Okay, KK, you are 麦克. All right,
Okay.
let's try. Again, please be mindful of your intonation. It's okay if you do mistakes because we are in the class. Let's try. Let's start.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4。
教练你好，
你好，什么事？
我想健身。
你叫什么名字？今年多大？
我叫张圆圆，21岁。
21。
21岁。
非常好，对，21。Next one.
张媛媛，女，21岁。
很好。
好，
是麦克。Excited already.
sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
好，你星期六上午来可以吗？
可以。
非常好，谢谢你们两位 very good. Okay, now let's look at this dialogue and see what's going on. It's, the first one. This one always, when I first saw it also, I was confused. So I'm sure some of you might be confused as well. Let's try to see what is going on here. So remember back in your school days, or if you're doing sports still, especially with the coach, they would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for the next rep, they would say, this is the second set. And then they will repeat again, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8, right? So now in Mandarin, we have the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second set, you start the number 1 with 2. Third set, you start the number 1 with 3. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next one, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next set, the fourth set, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how you do it, okay? The next one. Next one, 教练你好，你好，什么事？什么事 is something we haven't encountered before. 什么事 is translated as what can I do for you? But really, if you look at the Mandarin, what is it asking is really 什么事? What matter? What is the matter? 事 is matter. Matter not as in object, matter as in hal, as in issues. All right. So 什么事 means what is the matter? 我想健身。健身 we've learned before. 健身 means work out. 想 means I want to. 想 means I'm thinking of it. 想 the word 想 the base word means think. It means think. But when you combine it with the verb, it means you want. It means you want because you're thinking of it, so you must want it, right? 我想健身。你叫什么名字？今年多大？我叫张圆圆，21岁。张圆圆，女，21岁。好，你星期六上午来可以吗？可以。Now, remember the grammar we learned last week? Subject, time, verb. Subject, time, verb, if there's a location, then you put the location in between time and verb. Subject, time, location, verb. You can see that manifesting here. 你星期六上午来可以吗? So you can see here the word 星期六 is the time, correct? 星期六上午 is the time. 星期六上午 is the time. 来 is the verb. 来 is the verb. You can see the grammar manifesting here. Another point that I want to reiterate is that remember in Mandarin it's always big to small, big to small, and you can see that manifesting here as well. 星期六 is bigger than 上午。星期六 is bigger than 上午。Why? 星期六 is the entire day. 上午 is just one portion of the day. Therefore, 星期六 comes first, 上午 comes after. All right? Okay, now let's move on. Let's look at the last and final way for you to ask for someone's age. You only need to know one new word, which is this word, 年纪. 年纪. Let's repeat after me. 年纪.
年
年纪. Very good. Now the word 年纪 here you can see in English is translated as age. It's translated as age. Remember what is the word age that we learned in the beginning of this lesson? 年龄. 对，年龄非常好. So remember, 年龄 is a noun for age, meaning you directly translate age is 年龄. 年纪, although it is the English word is age, it is, however, not as direct translation as the word 年龄. Okay, so when people think of age and you want to translate it, the first word they will think of is 年龄, not 年纪. All right, so now let's look at how do we want to use this in how we ask questions for age and who do we use it for. Surprise, surprise. This 年纪 is used for senior citizen. Senior citizen. What do I mean by senior citizen? If you see someone you think that they are senior citizen, you can use the word 年纪 lah. Okay? It's not offensive. It's actually a form of respect, right? Of course, when you're playing around with your friends and then suddenly ask this kind of question using the word 年纪, then people know lah you're playing with them. Now, you only, this form of the sentence, what you do is you take the word 年纪, you put it at the back of 多大. Remember the form that we use to ask adults of their age? 你今年多大? 你今年多大? Adults, you only use this one ma. But for senior citizens, you add the word 年纪 at the back. Therefore, the sentence becomes 你今年多大年纪? 你今年多大年纪? Let's repeat after me. 你今年多大年纪?
今年多大年纪?
非常好，今年多大年纪? That is the difference. Just add one more word. Two more words, okay, technically, right? And the way to answer this question is the same. Still the same. 我今年 blah blah blah, because this is a question. Again, you take the question, you take it out, you replace it with the answer. Okay? Understand? All right. Now let's look at the last dialogue of this class. Haha, this is a longer dialogue. Anyone wants to volunteer? The final dialogue of this class, anyone? Anyone? Oh, I paused volunteer again. Christina, you want to try? Because you're on mute, that's why. Okay, 很好. Anyone else want to try? KK, Hakim, Rina, come on. Hakim, do you want to try?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, Christina, you are 老人. 老人 is the old person, the senior citizen. Hakim, you are 玛丽. Okay, let's try. Let me know when you cannot see. I can also zoom in.
Dama 只是金嘴巴，
京剧吧.
金嘴巴，
对，
您的声音真好听。
很好. Next one.
您今年多大年纪？
我今年65岁。你是？
我叫玛丽，从英国来。你认识这个人吗？
Try again. 您 not 你啊，您。
您认识这个人吗？
他是谁？
她是我妈妈的妈妈。
哦，你外婆？ 他今年多年
多大？
多大年纪？
嗯
33 岁，
啊，
，OK, I'm zooming in.
83岁。你们来看看人是
嗯，
个
这
人吗？
这个人吗？
这个人吗？
嗯，OK, come, Hakim continue.
不认识，不认识。
come, Christina.
我看看。
很好，谢谢你们两位。Okay, now let's look at the dialogue. Let's look at this one. 大妈，这是京剧吧？哇，new words to you. What is this? Suddenly, wow. Now the word 大妈. Now let's look at the word 妈. Anyone who found this word familiar? 妈，妈妈，妈妈 mother. 大 is what? Big, right? Big mother. 大妈 in other words auntie or madam. In other words, you are respecting this person because to you, this person is like your big mother, your mother who is like older. Yeah, 这是京剧吧？京剧 is Peking opera. Peking opera, you know when they put on the makeup and then they sing, oh, that is Peking opera, right? So Peking opera in Mandarin is called 京剧. Very interesting and definitely something you should know if you are a fan of opera and you like to watch Peking opera. Or if you're planning to go to Beijing and you want to watch Peking opera, then definitely something that you should remember. 京剧, Peking opera. 对，您的声音真好听啊. This one also new. Let's look at it. 您的, you all know 您 is a polite way to say you, right? 声音 means voice or sound. Voice, 声音真好听. 真 we all know. 真 means really, real, really or real. 好听 means nice to listen to. Nice to listen to. 好 we all know 好 is good, right? 好 is good. 听 is listen. 听 is listen. So if I want to ask you, did you hear me? I can say 听到吗？听到吗？ The word 听 means listen. 好听 means very nice to listen to. 您今年多大年纪？我今年65岁。你是？我叫玛丽，从英国来。你认识这个人吗？他是谁？他是我妈妈的妈妈。Remember the there's two the here, one the is hidden in between. 我和妈妈。哦，你外婆。The word 外婆 means grandmother 啦 ，grandmother, right? 她今年多大年纪？83岁。83岁，你们来看看，认识这个人吗？看看 the word 看 ，one 看 only. The word 看 means look or see. Look or see. 看看 when you repeat a verb twice. 看看 you repeat a verb twice, means you are asking other people to join in. 看 is look. 看看 hey, everyone look. That's what it means, okay? 看看 look. Okay? 认识这个人吗？不认识，不认识。In this case, I don't know. 我看看 I want to look. I want to see. Okay? Understand? Any questions about this dialogue before we end this class? No questions?
No.
All right, very good. So we have come to the end of the class. Again, I have an exercise for you to do. If you have the time, you can do it and then just submit the answer to me. These are all the things that you have learned before. So try to do it lah. Very easy, huh? Let's look at number 5, for example. How old is your mother? Your mother, how do I say your mother in Mandarin?
你的妈妈。
对，你的妈妈. So how old is your mother? What term do I use? Should be an adult, right? So what is the question? 你今年 which one? 几岁？多大？多大年纪？ Which one?
多大？
对。So how do I put this sentence together?
你的妈妈今年 多大？
对，你的妈妈今年多大？ That's how you do it, yeah? All right, before we end the class, let's recap a bit. 3 ways for you to ask someone their age. Number 1, for 10 years old and below. What is the question? 你今年
几岁？
对你今年几岁 ？Adults.
你
你今年多大？
对，很好。你今年多大？Why did you decide to autocorrect my 今年 Okay, now for senior citizens, how do I ask this question?
你今年多大？年纪
年纪 try again
年纪
很好。Now you have 3 ways of asking someone this question, but the answer will always remain the same. How do you answer this question? 我
今年
5
岁。
很好，5岁。However it is, this one, this 5 you replace with your age 啦。Okay? 可以吗？ Understand? So this is your takeaway. These 3 ways for you to ask questions. And this is how you answer the question. Okay? All right. Thank you for joining the class.